FlossTube. It's Sarah, our Stitching Kingdom, and it is Friday, August 30th, and this is FlossTube number 40. Want to welcome everybody back for a visit, and to all my new subscribers and viewers, welcome. It's me. Sometimes my daughters show up, sometimes it's just me flying solo. My oldest daughter Izzy does have her own FlossTube channel. She hasn't been stitching much lately, but you know, she's really fun. She's got a lot of fun stuff out there, so check her out. I'll link her below. And then Alice is at school today, so I'm just gonna hop on and do this while I have some time before I have to go pick them up from school. I want to just say it's a nice day. It rained last night, got a really good thunderstorm, so I was really happy about that. It's been a good week, been a kind of a busy week. First week, like full days back to school. So that's been fun. And then next week we're back to like activities and everything like that. So that'll be really interesting and really kind of crazy. So, first off, I have a finish. If you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you will see my finish. And it is 10B by Wending Stitches. So excited. And this is on 28 Count Lugana in Days Gone By Silk Weaver. And see these little purple guys right here in the corner, right here? Those are Jessica stitches. And there are 63 of those guys. I mean, there's other Jessica stitches around here, but yeah, these little purple guys right here were my last things to do. I do 63 of them, so I finished. My homework for Magical Stitches was which one. It was a random number generator, which was kind of cool. We put 5 of our works in progress in a comment, or in a comment thread, and the headmistress spun and got a random number. And 10B was number 1 for Ravenclaw House, or House 1 was the random number for Ravenclaw, and that's what 10B was for me, so I was super excited. Got it finished, and then, like, I mean, where I finished was probably a couple of these Jessica stitches, and I was like, you know what? I can finish this. I'm in the home stretch, I just need to finish it. So I figured out that I could make it work for one of the ultimate extra credits, which is Zabini's mother gets married 12 times, because this kind of is like, because of all the beads and the fancy work, it kind of looks like a dress that you would wear to a fancy wedding, or even the blue is a something blue. But there's Mill Hill beads, there's Swarovski crystals. I mean, like, the sparkle on this in real life is amazing. So I will insert a video as well that I took and posted on Facebook, so, and Instagram. Super excited about it. It's just such a cool thing. I'm gonna frame it, probably give it to my grandma, because she seemed to like it. So but yeah, so really excited to have that done, have that finished. And I started it on January 19th of 2018, and so now it is done. Super excited about that. So finished that, and then so I did my 500 stitches on 10B, and then there's a bonus that if you can do 200 stitches in each of the other ones, your other works in progress that you had posted in that album, you get some bonus points. So that's what I'm doing. I've put my extra stitches into everything but Sora. Sorry, dropped something there that I need to sew. Put it right there. So my Tiny Modernist Halloween, this is part 1 on 40 Count Ancient by Picture This Plus. Or no, is this Ancient? No. Oaken, sorry, 40 Count Oaken by Picture This Plus. So I'm working on that little motif down there, then there'll be 2 more, and I'll be done. Super excited about that. I need to work on that. That's probably what I'll work on this weekend, just get it done. And then I worked on Blue Moroccan Lace. Let's see here. I should have known better than to need to get a separate little bag to put all those accoutrements in. And this is in a Garon toten bag. Just throwing things everywhere. Okay. And where I worked, I'm just gonna come over. And I worked over here in this corner with Blue Iris by Dinky Dice, so got some more of that outer border done. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come out this way and then this way. So, oops. So I'm gonna come out this way and come out this way, and before I go either up or down. So get all this done over here. And then I think, even though I'm in a Q-snap, I'm probably just going to bead last, but we shall see. Because I have successfully beaded with Q-snaps. I got the little stuff to, like the little felt batting is what I use to kind of make the clamps not so bad, but we shall see. Oh, sorry, gotta put everything away or else it's not gonna get put away. And that is by Chatelaine Designs, and I'm using the kit that I got from European Cross Stitch. Used some of my birthday money for that because they can be kind of spendy. But the interesting thing about Blue Moroccan Lace is that it actually does not have any DMC. It's all like floss, or not floss, it's all like silk and the silk pearl, and there was something else. Silk lame braid. The silk pearl I'm not really a fan of. It kind of lays really funny, but I don't know if it's just me or what. Last night I finished, so the other guy that was in my album was the Linens and Threads Mystery Sal, Mr. Peacock's Garden, and it's a free pattern, so don't at me for showing that. Not that you can really tell what it is, but I finished 200 stitches on this guy, so I'm going to finish up and around here, and I'll have all of his plumage done, so I'm excited for that. Oh, I gotta loosen him a little bit because I don't want him. So I just need to finish him, and then I can move on to other parts of the border. That's being done in a Silks For You colorway, just all in Silks For You, on a MCG 28 count oyster, I want to say. And then the bag on this one is a Delicious Threads bag by Jen. And then Sora is what I'm working on today. I haven't changed anything, so I'm not going to show that. I worked on my Stiach. Part 2 was released on Saturday. And this is a mystery Sal, like seriously mystery. We don't know, so they added this part right here, and they added this right here, and this down here, this, and this from last, and so we don't know if it goes up and down, we don't know if it goes this way, we don't know if it goes that way, and we don't know if it goes that way. So it'll be fun to see what they release this week. A lot of people are like, it's Golden Girls, and I'm like, you know, it's my first year doing it. I don't think that they're gonna be, you know, and there's like, I want to say it's like 11 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that. I don't think that they would, you know, they usually like to keep us guessing. So I think everybody's just like teasing, it's Golden Girls, I can see it. And so it's really funny. I got, so Stitchy Mail. I got something in the mail from Carrie at Carrie and Stitches, but I will show that in a second. One of the things I plan to work on, and I just have to go through my fabric stash, is the Koi Pond by Shannon Christine Designs. And I ordered the bead pack too, so it should be coming. But I know I've got some fabric that looks kind of bluish, so, but I ordered the silks from Dinky Dye, or from 123 Stitch, because they were just right there. They're local-ish. And then I also, it called for 2 spools of Krynic. So there's that, kind of a gold, old gold and kind of a yellowy gold. There you go. Sorry about the red blinking light. I really need to do something about that. But and then the other colors are right here. So we've got this goldfish, which is very fitting because it is a koi pond. Lilac, which is very pretty. Oops, sorry about my... Nusa, which I really love this. It's kind of a tealy, really gorgeous color. There's this Wulia. I want to say this is one that Carolyn is working on, or is working with one of her shades of wine, I want to say. This is Your Majesty, which is very, very pretty, a very royal purple. It's coming across more blue, but it is very purple. And then this is Blue Brush, kind of like a sagey color, super pretty. So, excited to start that after I do my floss toss. And there's a few DMC. She also has a DMC conversion. You don't have to do it in the silks, so she's got both on the pattern. And I think the pattern was just like $15. It was not bad. I think it's like, I will link it below because I linked it on my last one. There's my DMCs that I had to procure. And this is in one of my bag. This is in my Wendy bag from Wendy in Neverland. So, and it's got teacups on the inside. I got this at Fall Fling, or Spring Fling. So that was lots of fun. Let's see here. Carrie and I, Carrie and Stitches, we were swap buddies, and I'll insert a picture of what I got her. No, I did that last time, so. But this is what she sent me. So on her FlossTube channel, she went to the Forge Mill Needle Museum, and I got this cool tote bag from it. So she said in her little card that because the theme of the Great of the swap that we did, it was travel, and so she's like, if you were to come to visit, this is what I would do, you know, this is kind of a tour of the town, which was really fun. And so the Needle Museum was one of the places that we would go. I just got everything in here, so one moment while I remove everything. And I did show pictures of this on my Instagram and my Facebook and in the Greatest Sporting Swap if you were a member of that. But it's all crinkly. Okay, so one of the stops was London, of course, and so that's Big Ben, and it's a pen, so really fun. Put that over there. The Biscornu was her design, and it's on a fabric from Sparkly's, and it sparkles so pretty. So one side is little beach houses, and there's the sunshine in the middle, and there's this cute little fishy charm. Right. Focus, dude. Right there's a cute little fish. And then the other side are these really fun little lighthouses. So thank you, Carrie. And it, like, you can see it's sparkly too. I just love it. So cute, so talented. That's the Biscornu I got. And then she said, you know, I got postcards, which is really fun. This bit right here is from Durham, and it's sea glass. And then there's a cute little button on the back. So, and this is Durham Castle, it looks like Durham Cathedral. So, and that's a sea glass needle binder. Super excited to use that. And then she's from Worcester, and so there's that. Some just fun little postcards. This is the Forge Hill Needle Museum that she went to. And the Worcester Cathedral. And then the actual Lee and Parents factory, which is really cool because that's where Worcestershire sauce comes from. A little pamphlet of information for your visit, which is really fun. A city guide. And then this is another pamphlet about the Needle Museum. So that was really fun. So it was like a little tour of, you know, her city and what she wanted, you know, and England, because she went up to the coast. Also got this fun flag of Worcester. That's the, so it says Worcester on the top. Got the cathedral, cute little river, and duck pond, and the swan swimming in the river, and there's a sightseeing boat. So that's really fun. And then we had chocolates. Those are gone. The Curly Whirlies were my favorite. And then she got this cute little pencil case that she turned into a travel stitchy box. It had some John James needles. They're size 26. So, and then there's a pen in here. And she's a big Wimbledon fan, and it says the championships at Wimbledon, so I thought that was really fun. A nice pair of like little travel scissors. And then a couple of highlighters. So that's really nice. Super fun, super convenient. I also got these really cool, it's still got some of the paper on it. But these are needles from the forge mill. It's so cool. It's like, oh, this is awesome. And it's Redditch Amenity Trust. So, and it says it was established in 1979, or the Redditch Amenity Trust was established in 1979 and aims to develop and maintain Arrow Valley Park as a recreational area. It is planned to preserve both the Forge Mill and Bordersley Abbey in recognition for their importance as the town's major historical and cultural legacies. Centered upon the world's last remaining water-driven equipment for needle scouring, Forge Mill has been completely restored and transformed so as to provide a living example of splendid industrial archaeological interest, which I think is really cool. So those needles are made there. They're really fun. I'm excited to use those. So looks like for hand sewing and stuff, so that'll be nice. And then I'm trying to like, what else? And then I got this cute little from the beach please. And then this has a lot of little buttons and stuff for scissor fobs or biscornu, or we can make needle minders out of these little guys. It's a slice of stitch. So lots of fun little buttons in there. And this really pretty needle fob or scissor fob that this represents the sea or the coast as well. There, kind of the abalone shell, and then these really pretty milfoil stars. Carrie's fobs are amazing. Like, she is a genius, and I'm so scared to make a needle fob or scissor fob because I'm just like, I'm never gonna do it. And then this is crunchy because it's biodegradable compostable. But this is the color Arcanum 32 count Belfast, and that is from Chromatic Alchemy. And actually that might be really fun to do my little koi pond on, but we shall see. But yeah, super pretty. And then I'm so excited. I was making one for her and I just didn't sew it in time. But I got an It's You I Like. So this is, if you're not familiar with it, I've stitched one already. Haven't sent it out yet. This is It's You I Like from Diana It Is Kismet and Michelle Bendy Stitchy. Diana created it, Michelle charted it. It's a free chart. I will link it below, and it is a movement, not a sal. So stitch these up, send them to your stitchy friends, or even send them to your regular friends, and just give them a little like, hey, and a little bit of encouragement. It's You I Like. And it's from Fred Rogers, from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So super awesome. I love how it's got that on the back, and then the cute little green buttons, and it's on Sparkly Ada. So lots of fun. Yeah, I just need to get my crap together and sew mine together. And then Lottie also included some fun stuff for Alice. One of them is a fairy keyring kit. the other stuff kind of got absconded with, so, but this is really fun because it's got this little jar of fairy dust. Jar of wishes is what it says. And then there's a cute little scissor fob or zipper pull for Miss Alice. And it has her name and a unicorn. Her name's on there. Super cute. And it's a cute little unicorn. So thank you, Stitch a lot. And she's got her own channel. I will link her below. She's adorable. She's Carrie's daughter. And then there are a couple of pre-made little fairies in here. And then she also got a little box that said like mermaid wishes, I want to say, or mermaid. And then, so that's one of the little fairies. Super cute, and she's got so little hat. I want to focus, focus. Maybe. Anyway, but yeah, so it promptly got, you know, taken apart and fun things wanted to be had, so which is fine. Okay, I've got to sneeze. Ew, excuse me. And then best new thing for me that is not stitching related, but we have a thing going on in Utah that we are trying to get each state in the United States are allowed to have two statues in the U.S. Capitol building. And we are working on our second statue, and we are wanting to send Senator, Utah's first female senator, and I want to say she was the first senator in the United States back in the 1800s. So, Dr. Martha Hughes Cannon, we wanted to send a statue of her to our nation's capital. So we have a there's a foundation out there called Better Days 2020. I will link them below. Utah actually had their election when we were a territory, and so our women were able to cast their first vote. Wyoming had passed it in the 1800s, but because Utah's election was first, we had passed it after Wyoming, and our election became before Wyoming's, and so our women were the first to vote. But one of the things that they are doing to help this is called Champions of Change, and it's 25 women who made history, and I love the diversity on that cover. So we have I'll have to go through it again, but it says in the back, the effort to gain women's rights in the United States began at a convention in New York State, but it was also in the western United States, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, and Idaho, where this women's movement found its first great triumphs. In this book, meet 25 Westerners who led the way. And then Shannon Hale is actually wrote the foreword to this, and then and she is the Utah native. And she also has written Ella Enchanted. She wrote, or no, that wasn't Ella Enchanted, that was Carol Carson Levine. She wrote Goose Squirrel. She wrote Princess Academy. So Shannon Hale is amazing. Austin Land, which is a really fun book. This includes illustrations, biographies, and photos of women and one man who advocated for women's voting rights in the 19th century. Explores the lives of people in the 20th century who further their work on behalf of women in a variety of industries and disciplines. So it says, discover the stories of heroes of the past. How do they shape who you are today? And the amazing people in here, I will have to, let me see here. Or do they go in order? Sorry, hang on one second. So, trying to find, I'm like, who is this one? There's Susan B. Anthony in here, of course. But one lady who's really amazing, I think she's on the back cover here. Yes, she's on the back cover here. This lady right here. This is Emmeline B. Wells. She wrote a paper. She was a suffrage leader and a newspaper editor, and wrote, it was called The Women's Exponent. And it ran for 40 years, and it was used to support her voiced her support for suffrage and other opportunities for women. Let's see here. This is Chipetta, who is, I believe she is Ure. White singing bird, the Uncompahgre Utes of present-day central Colorado, and Kiowa Apache parents. So she lived in kind of down in the corner of Utah and Colorado, the Ure, Uinta and Ure Reservation is where, and she was activism, music, and politics for the arts. So it's really cool because they show what their name is, what their kind of theme was, and then their date of birth, where they were born, where they passed away, and what their things were. I'm trying to find this really cool one. This is Seraph Young. She was the first woman in Utah to vote. She was 25 years old, heading to work as a school teacher. And that was on February 14th, 1870. Oh, sorry, she was 23 years old. Which was really cool. This is our gentleman, Franklin S. Richards. He says, a defender of equal voting rights. And it says, equal suffrage will prove the brightest and purest ray of Utah's glorious star. So, his mother was a suffragist, which was awesome. And he was also a debater. This is his wife, Emily Richards. And this is Dr. Martha Hughes Cannon. She's amazing. First female state senator. She's also a midwife. She earned 3, chemistry degree. She had a chemistry degree, and she traveled east for medical school. She earned 3 additional degrees by the age of 25. Medical degree from the University of Michigan, pharmaceutical from the University of Pennsylvania, where she was the only female student, and a degree from the National School of Elocution and Oratory, public speaking in Philadelphia. She was a doctor and midwife, and says here, her victory won not only national attention, but not because she was the first woman elected to a state senate in the United States, but also because she ran against and defeated her husband. 2 additional women, Urith Labath and Sarah Anderson, also won statewide elections that day to the state of House of Representatives, which is awesome. And then this is Hannah Kapaea, who is a defender of Hawaiian people's rights. And it says, give franchise to the women of my nation. And her story is a little bit sad because she came over here to the United States and it says, give the franchise to the women of my nation. And it says, she went to the National Council of Women out in Washington, D.C. She was urging them to include Hawaiian women in their suffrage advocacy. And after she returned from the conference, she married George Low Kahanaluloa. I don't speak Hawaiian. It's not. I know it's all vowels, but it's like Michelle Helmy, and also known as George Low. And they returned to Hawaii in 1903. They had several children, only 2 had survived to adulthood. Her last words included an expression of loyalty to the crown and to her faith. Give my aloha to the Prince Kalaole, and stand by him. Stand with the church and by the flag. Hannah died before her wish for her people was realized. Hawaiians did not gain voting rights in the United States until the Hawaiian Territory became a state in 1959, 61 years after Hannah's speech in the nation's capital. And so that's kind of what Puerto Rico is dealing with right now, because they are a territory. They don't get voting rights, they don't get representation, and they need it. Puerto Rico needs, because they are part of the U.S., they need representation, because that's important. So these ladies are super awesome. This is the Kanab Town Council, also known as the Petticoat Government. they were put on the, and Kanab's a little tiny town in southern Utah, and these women were put on the ballot as a joke, and guess what? They won, and they served 2 terms, and they had raised they were 5 women, raised a total of 36 children, and 3 of those children were born while their mothers were in office. And they also worked, so it was really awesome. And so that was really cool. Just trying. Mignon Baker Rasmussen, she's amazing. She did a lot with school, with the NAACP. She was trying to education. She wanted to educate everybody and let every child have a chance at education, no matter what, where they came from, what color they were. Yeah, it was amazing. We have Annie Dodge, who is another Native American, Navajo, and public health promoter, Annie Kasai, who's Japanese American. She's beautiful. Or Alice Kasai, I'm sorry, not Annie. And I love the little quotes. She was, we had, during World War II, we had Japanese internment camps. And we know a few people that have been there, that were actually living there, and there's one in Utah called Topaz Mountain, and she had to live there, and so it's really hard, but she did some amazing things. She recognized the importance of giving all people a voice, and recorded oral histories of Japan Americans as part of the National Japanese Oral Historical Project, and did a lot of amazing things. Her relentless and lifelong activism on behalf of Japanese Americans as well as women and other minorities. And then this lady is amazing. She's a Greek American who wrote about Greek history, groundbreaking historian and folklorist. We have a really cool Greek festival here in Salt Lake. It was really awesome. This is May Tumbu Perry. She spoke out against the Shoshone Indians, or the Shoshone tribe, and oh, she actually lived where I grew up, in Clearfield. That's super cool. I didn't know that. But there was a massacre that happened down in kind of central Utah, they had called it the Battle of Bear Creek, but it was worse. It was really bad, and so she used her quiet, thoughtful manner and unbreakable spirit to share the true story of this event until the name was changed to the Bear River Massacre, which is it's a really hard thing. And she was instrumental in helping Utah develop its Native American Graves Protection and Reparation Act to return Native American artifacts and human remains to indigenous tribes, which is awesome. And then we have another lady who is a veteran, Barbara Toomer. She lost her she contracted polio after the birth of her first child, and she was always busy, and her husband made all of these things to help her be active and not confined to the house, because so she was a powerhouse. It says a powerhouse in the disability rights community. On a national level, she participated with rallies and protests in Washington, D.C. that led to the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act, and was among the activists who attended a U.S. State Committee hearing on the repeal of the Affordable Care Act. She also started Advocates for Utah Handicapped, an organization devoted to disability rights activism, served as a plaintiff against local cab companies for not being ADA compliant, and lobbied for Medicaid expansion. And she also was jailed 35 times because of her activism, but she never backed down. They did crawl-ons because the buses and public transportation weren't ADA compliant. The people that were using wheelchairs or ECVs couldn't get on there. So it was super challenging for them to use the public transit, and so because of that, they helped do that, so it was really cool. She's an amazing lady. So this is Olene Walker. She's amazing. My camera cut out, so she was Utah's first governor. And a very, very amazing lady. She was lieutenant governor, and she did a lot for childhood literacy, and because she was a teacher first, and she was just an amazing woman. And let's see here. She considered to run for Congress, but she was asked to be Mike Leavitt's running mate as lieutenant governor. When they won the election, Olene became the first woman lieutenant governor in Utah. Governor Leavitt's selection by George W. Bush to head the EPA led to Olene swearing in as governor, becoming Utah's first and only female governor. She is an amazing, amazing woman. She was a teacher, and she told her, when she was little, she told her friends, I want to be president. And so she was always involved in politics, and she left office after 2 years when the Republican Party chose not to support her for her second run. So kind of bad to them, but she was amazing. And then this was another amazing one. This is Becky Lockhart. She was Utah's only female Speaker of the House, and got a lot done. And she was an amazing, amazing lady, amazing mother, amazing, you know, just a powerhouse. And she contracted a mystery illness and passed away. Like, it was debilitating. It was a brain disease. And so it was really, really hard to see that happen. She was, initially she was 29 when she first ran, and she did amazing things. So love her so much. We need more Becky Lockharts in the world. And then there's a timeline, which is really cool. And then and they have additional Champions of Change, which is right here in the back, which is really cool. And then the sources, photography credits, and then information about Better Days 2020. So I'll link this below. I'm really passionate, obviously, about women and their chance to change things for the good, and their chance to have their voices heard, because we need to make our voices heard. We can't just sit and let things happen. And there's lots of different ways to make your voices heard. You don't always have to yell and scream. You can do it. I mean, there were some people that were silent about it, but they still got stuff done. They were silent in voice, but not in action. And so I just encourage everyone to do the best, to do your best to get those things done, to use your power for good and not for evil, but to use the power that we have. And I hope that didn't get too heavy, too deep, but that something I'm very strong and passionate about. And like I said, I love the diversity, that it wasn't just, you know, a lot of people think that Utah is a whole bunch of, you know, white Mormon women or white Mormon men, but it's not. Utah is made up of so many amazing, diverse people, and we're amazing, and these women are amazing, and one man are amazing. So I hope, check it out, you know. It's a nice hardcover, it's a good gift. They actually have postcards of each of these people in their store as well, so those are fun. It's got the little facts on the back, but I love it. It's so cool. Plans? I'm just gonna stitch. We've got the 7th book starting this week on Sunday, so it'll be interesting. I went through the extra credit last week, so it'll be interesting to see the new challenges and stuff. I'm not sure how I'm gonna go forward with like stitching challenges and stuff like that, just because it seems like drama always pops up, and I guess, you know, that's just what happens. But I might just kind of stick to myself. I want to hop on virtual stitchers because it seems really fun, but it's like my husband's sitting next to me, you know, because we always like just hang out with each other, and I'm like, I don't want to not talk to him and then talk to these people on the on the computer. So I'm not, help me out here, what do I do? But I hope you guys have a great weekend, have a great week. Happy Labor Day for those in the States and those who celebrate. I think in Canada they do Labor Day too. See, my brain is not working today. Have a great weekend, have a safe weekend. If you choose to indulge, please get a designated driver. Have a good time with your family. To those in a hurricane path, please stay safe. Please, you know, let us know how you're doing. It is that time of year, so I hope everybody has a great weekend and happy stitching. We'll see y'all later. Bye.